Hello and welcome to my Montreal Expos Retro Dynasty here in MVP Baseball 2004 for the PlayStation 2. Now, this episode was supposed to be my home opener against the New York Mets. However, it turns out that game against the Mets was taking place down in San Juan, which in real life was the temporary home for the Montreal Expos in their final two seasons. Now, we won that game 4-3 in the bottom of the ninth, but I figured that it would be better to have a proper home opener in Montreal to show to you guys. And so we'll do just that here. Let's get started. And here we are at Olympic Stadium. I come in with a 3-3 record. I took 1 of 3 from the Marlins in the first series in Miami, and then I took 2 of 3 against the Mets. My starting pitcher will be Tony Armas Jr. And here's a look at my defensive lineup. Pretty much the same as before with one big change. Endy Chavez is my new center fielder. He's a much better fielder than Carl Everett. And we'll get things started here in the top of the first. Luis Castillo going down. That's always a good start to begin the game with a strikeout. But then here's Juan Pierre, who you will see will give me a lot of problems in this game today. He'll start off with a single into center field. And so there's 1 on with 1 out. Then here's Mike Lowell, who will watch Juan Pierre steal a base. And man, he is just fast in this game, and it's ridiculous. I'm new to trying to pick off runners, and so the last person I want to face is Juan Pierre. But there he is in scoring position against Mike Lowell. But as you'll see here, he'll pop up in the air, and Brian Schneider right under it for out number 2. And then that'll bring up Miguel Cabrera, another tough player, as we see in 2014 as we do in 2004. But luckily, I get him out on the 6-4 putout. Here's a look at the starting lineup. I'm taking on a left-hander, so my lineup's a little bit different. That left-hander, Dontrelle Willis. He was one of my best players, one of my favorite players back in the day. But I'm going to have to beat him today, and then I'll admire him after the game later on. And here's Endy Chavez coming up to the plate. So not only is he the new center fielder, but now he is the leadoff hitter when I face left-handers. And now you see why. Rolls one into left field. And so we start things off with a base hit, and that's always good. And then here is my next batter, Orlando Cabrera, who I'm looking forward to playing with this season, but you see his stats aren't that groovy. He'll get a hit here, though, as this one hits off the mound. Dontrelle wasn't sure what to do with it once he came up with it, because both Endy and Orlando are so fast, thus the reason that they're the first 2 batters in my left-handed lineup. And that will bring up Jose Vidro, who, all things considered, has been having the best month so far for my team, but he'll face a strikeout here. And I tell you, that strike zone's killing me against Dontrelle Willis, him painting the black like that. And then here's Juan Rivera coming up to the plate. Going to try to advance the runners here. Jammed on a pitch. The out at second sends Cabrera back to the dugout, but Rivera able to leg it out just right to stay on base. So now there's runners on the corner for Nick Johnson. There's Endy at third. And I can't convert. Why did I swing at that? I'm still trying to get used to the hitting here, but you know, there's just some things that don't need to be gotten used to, such as swinging on pitches outside of the zone. So here we come to the top of the second inning, and Jeff Conine stepping up to the plate. Marlins wearing the black jerseys. I like alternate jerseys, so I have them wearing them a lot. And Conine will hit one right into center field. And as I've been playing this game really does remind me of just how big these outfields can be in baseball in general. Because Endy, as fast as he is, took forever to get that ball. So now a batter later, Hee-Seop Choi was put out. Here's Alex Gonzalez up at the plate, with Conine having advanced to third. And a mistake pitch right there. I pay for it almost. I mean, Endy Chavez gets the out, but Conine able to tag up. That's the first run of the game right there. So now we come back to my half of the second inning. And here's Tony Batista with 2 outs. Slaps this one into center field. That one rolls up against the wall. And again, it's a big field, but Batista is not fast, much to the detriment of me needing some runs here. And then Schneider will hit this one up into the air, and it bloops in the shallow center. That'll advance both runners 90 feet. And then here's another single here from Endy Chavez. So he's hot in his new starting position, and the bases are loaded for Orlando Cabrera. He can bring a run home, and I can tie this up 1-0, 2 outs, bottom of the second. I should have swung at that one. It was a slider. I didn't know what to do with it. Here comes 0-1. I should have timed that one better. It's a fastball. Look at it, miss swing replay. I totally could have had that one. All right, let me get him this time. 0-2 count. Bases loaded. Oh, I shouldn't have swung in that one at all. Oh, what a horrible at bat for me. And I leave 3 runners stranded for a total of 5. And so now we advance to the 4th inning here with Miguel Cabrera leading off. And a mistake pitch. I pay for that. Rolls against the back wall. And Cabrera, he's got speed. He's got power, and he's going to end up with a triple. Funny thing about that, I did a practice game before I recorded as Jeff Conine comes up. Smacks this one into center field. I'm so not catching that. And that's a 2-run home run. Makes it 3-1 in favor of the Marlins, and you take a look at it on replay. Luckily for me, that would be all of the runs, except I did give up another triple to Brian Banks later on in this inning. But now, it's my turn for revenge. Hopefully. We'll see. We're back to 2 outs here. Gonna have to get another 2-out rally going. Here's Brian Schneider. He'll do just that. Get the towel, start waving him, because I got an Expo on base here. He has a single. Here's Endy Chavez. And he'll smack this one in the center right past the glove of Alex Gonzalez. Thank goodness. And that'll be good enough for 2 bags. And that'll put 2 runners in scoring position. So here's Orlando Cabrera. Can he redeem himself after the strikeout? Yes, he can. That one rolls on the rug. Will bring home a run. And will leave runners on the corners. So it's now 3-1. I think I said it was 3-1 earlier, and it wasn't. Now it's 3-1. And so now it's 3-2. Off of the RBI single by Jose Vidro. So yes, the rally. Finally bringing some runners home. Juan Rivera knocking this one up center field. So the bases are loaded yet again. And so Nick Johnson, here's his shot. Pops one in the air, and Lowell's going to be able to reach out for that one. For out number 3. So I do strand 3 runners yet again, though I do come out with 2 runs, but I have a total through 4 innings of 9 runners stranded. That's not good at all. Not good at all. And so we'll advance here to the top of the 5th inning. There's Juan Pierre up at the plate. That story that I mentioned before the Conine home run, I'm totally going to get to it, I promise. Though this one bloops off of Tony Armas. And by the time he gets it, Pierre is dusting himself off at first because he's so darn fast. Did I mention that he's so darn fast? Because he's so darn fast. Dang it. He stole a second base. But luckily, I am able to handle the ball here. And I thought I got it out. I didn't quite remember in the video. I didn't because Pierre's so fast, he's able to get to the corner. And then here's one up the middle. Pierre comes home. Lowell will advance to second, and Cabrera with the single. And so we move on now to the top of the 2nd inning. I just want to show that 1 run. But here's Castillo here. Pops up in the air, and I can't reach it with Orlando, and that will just drop into the hands of Brad Wilkerson. That's a shame. So here's Juan Pierre again. He'll bunt it, and he's so darn fast that I can't function quick enough to get him on the bunt. So he's on with the sacrifice hit. And then here's Mike Lowell. This one hit to Vidro. Hands this one off. I get the out at second and nothing more. So the run comes home and a fielder's choice. And then this one rolls into center field. And another run scores. And then here's Jeff Conine. He'll smack this one in the center field. And here is a very bizarre play. And I did not understand what was happening at the time. I thought that I had gotten the out, but I didn't. And then I switched off the fielder. So that means that the computer thinks that it needs to move out of the way for whatever other fielder I switched from. So he runs off down the line. And then I'm like, no! And so I switch back to him, pick it up, and by then another run has scored. So then here's Mike Redmond in the top of the 8th inning, as those were all the runs that were scored. And look at the current Marlins manager. He's got some feet on him, as I have to chase down a ball in another spacious field, and he's able to get out another triple. My story was that I played a practice game in the 3rd game of that opening Marlins series. I gave up 7 triples. That is the most in a major league game since 1894, and here I am giving up another one. Here's Luis Castillo, though, pops this one up in the air. This is a sacrifice fly. I don't know the record for that. And that will bring home Mike Redmond. He'll slide on in. That'll make it 7-2. So while I'm doing all this talking, my team is falling apart. The pitching has not been very good for me so far this season. I have some veterans down in AAA Edmonton. I don't know what to do with them. They have low ERAs, but I'm thinking that's just because it's inferior competition, much like I am inferior competition. Pierre will get this one, and he is, of course, so darn fast that he'll get to third base in time. So it is 7-2 with Pierre at third and Mike Lowell up at the plate. And I should have really just intentionally walked him, to be quite honest with you, with 2 outs, but I didn't. And I'm going to pay for it here. For a couple of at-bats towards the end of this inning, including this one here, I switched to automatic fielding because I was getting kind of frustrated. But, man, automatic fielding sold me out. I'm pretty sure I could have gotten that out if I did it manually. So very unfortunate for me. Automatic fielding sells me out yet again. Another run comes home, makes it 9-2. Thankfully, spoiler alert, that's the last run that the Marlins will score. Even though I still give up this run here, give up this hit here, thanks to automatic fielding. So there's runners on first and second. But like I said, that's the last run the Marlins will score. Thank you, Hiram Choi, for flying out to Brad Wilkerson. 9-2. Yeesh. But we'll come down to the bottom of the 9th inning. Game's out of hand. But I'm going to try to do what I can. I'm going to try to muscle back. Here's Jose Vidro knocking this one high in the air. And that one hits just off the top of the wall. I'm sure in certain parks that would have been a home run, but not in L'Estade Olympique. So here's Juan Rivera up at the plate. 1 out. Man on second. Looking to get something going. Fouls that one back. 0-1 count. Swing on a slider outside of the zone. Of course I do. And late, too. Doesn't even show up on the missed swing replay. And then I strike out on the curveball once again out of the zone. So here's Nick Johnson, who I actually done that with before in this game. But he comes through. Rolls one on the rug. And he will move Vidro to the corner. So runners on the corners here. And there's one off the mistake pitch by Brad Wilkerson. Home run to right. 3-run shot makes it 9-5. And for a minute there, I'm starting to think, hey, there's a chance I can get this rally going. I got some power coming up in the lineup. And if the relief pitcher is going to keep throwing mistake pitches like this, oh, he's going to be in for some trouble. I can clear that wall and that scoreboard with some hitters coming up. I'm ready to go. Yeah, get those relief pitchers going. Armando Benitez and Tim Spoonie Barker. Get them ready because they're going to have to come out here once I bring on this rally of pain. Got Carl Everett. He's 0 for 4, but it's not about where you are. It's where you're at because he's about to, God dang it, hits it to the second baseman, 4-3 put out to end the game. Okay, so I had hope there for a moment. It seemed good, but in the end, I do come out with the loss. I've come to realize that this is going to be a bigger task than I thought. I mean, the pitching's struggling, the defense is struggling. I mean, there's some operator error on my part, but all in all, this is going to be a very interesting reclamation project here in Montreal. But as far as this game, Dontrell Willis with the win, Tony Armas with the loss. 9-5, the defending champion Marlins win again. I give up 20 runs, but I do lay down 17, so at least there's that. Uh, I hope that you enjoyed the game despite the result. Here's a look at the box score. Feel free to pause and check out the stats at your own will. Our next episode will see me out on the West Coast to close out the month of April. First series against San Diego, and then my next series after that against the Dodgers, and then I don't know the schedule after that, but we'll see what happens. Just hope that you tune in next time, but I do thank you for watching today. I'll close out by giving you a look at the current standings with the completion of this game. But other than that, thank you for watching. See you next time.